Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your East Oakland advocate. Welcome to Friday the 13th. Does Friday the 13th scare you more than living in Oakland? It doesn't bother me. Friday the 13th to me is just another day. But for those of you that are superstitious, this is a day to watch out for things. But here in Oakland, because of all the crime and criminals that infiltrate our particular city, I'm going to talk about how to protect yourself while walking on the streets. Very safe stuff. I myself, I walk throughout East Oakland, I have several layers of protection. Some people don't see them, and the criminals don't see them, and so that's what we're going to talk about today to help protect you to stay safe in this dangerous city of Oakland, where Friday the 13th is every day. And so, one of the things that I want to start out with is my dog. I have a 150-pound American Bulldog, and she has a bite capability of 305 pounds. That is a tremendous amount of biting force. And I've seen her at work, and this one person, the previous owner that she was with, Jerry, she had an encounter with a person who was hell bent on really hurting Jerry, and was using a hammer. Had brought a hammer to kill Jerry, and also kill the dog. But the dog intercepted Mama, intercepted that person, got hold of him by his right leg, and this is a 150-pound dog going up against a 200-pound person with a hammer. When she clamped down, she just started shaking with the intention of probably removing that leg from that person. And the person was swinging the hammer, but he couldn't hit her because of the way that she had him. She had him from behind, so she was smart. So having a big dog as your first line of defense has always been one of my first layers. Uh, and the dog doesn't have to be big like Mama. Now, it doesn't have to be a 150-pound American Bulldog, but it it has to be a dog that is a working class dog, not a status symbol like a lot of you folks here buy these stupid little Boston Terriers, these little Frenchies for 5 grand, and you carry them around like a purse, and you expect people to leave the dog alone. Well, no. Criminals know the value of that dog, and they know that they can make a quick 5 grand off of you and that dog. They don't care about you or the dog. They just want the money. And so those of you with the little toy dogs and little status dogs, I can't help you on that one, because that's your choice, and you're willing to show off, literally show off your wealth or your stupidity, however you want to do it. Because here in the city of Oakland, having a small toy dog like that is detrimental to your health. It truly is. And I know a lot of people with these little dogs, and I also know 60% of those owners lost those dogs within the 2-year period of first acquiring that dog. So that's a lot of theft, and in most cases, the dog is never recovered. So get yourself a dog that will protect you if you're going to use a dog as your first line of defense. Dogs that are good to think about, especially if you're not looking at a big dog. You don't want a big dog. You want a medium-sized dog. You need something at least 50 pounds is my recommendation. 50 pounds is the minimum, because that was the smallest dog that I had that was a protective dog. That was my American Staffordshire Terrier, an Amstaff. These are in the pit bull family. They are extremely aggressive. I mean, if if you are not familiar with this particular breed of dog, it is one of the most aggressive of the pit bull line of dogs. And I say that because the ones that I have trained, the last one that I had, Pandora, she was literally a piranha with four legs, and she took chunks out of people. And she was trained as a guard and protective animal through my work at the Department of Defense. And she was an extremely dangerous dog. And that came in handy one night. That was back in 2006 when we had a home invasion in the middle of the night while my wife and I were asleep. And I keep the dogs on the first floor, the main floor of our home, as our first line of defense. They don't go upstairs to be with us. They stay downstairs on the main floor. And when the perpetrators came in our backyard, my two dogs went to work. And Pandora, I know Pandora was the one that drew blood from this person, because I found a big puddle of blood in my kitchen. And I know that was Pandora, because the other dog, Mary, is not an aggressive dog. She is a distraction dog. She is a different breed. She is a Whippet along with a black lab. So very friendly dog, but also kind of shy. But she learned how to be aggressive because of Pandora. And Pandora learned how to be nice because of Mary. So it balanced out. And that's that's the first line of defense. But if you're out and walking and you don't have a dog, what are some other things that you can have on your person? Well, if one of the most and least expensive item is this: a key. Keeping a key on a round key ring, not like this, but a round key ring, and putting the key on that ring, and then you put the ring around one of your fingers. And so the key actually just sits right inside of your hand and just hangs there, and just nobody sees it. No, and it really doesn't do anything until the moment you need it and you need to defend yourself. Because then from this position, you simply just use your fingers, manipulate the key to put between your fingers, like this, or like this. Any one of those, the fingers, doesn't matter. And you want the jagged edges exposed, because those are going to be your lifesavers. These are going to be your cutting edges, then tearing edges when you strike anywhere on that person. This now becomes a stabbing tool, a short stabbing tool. And what you want to do is go for the face, eyes, and neck. I mean, tearing the neck, you could actually tear the flesh enough where you can actually hit a jugular vein and cause that person to die if you are successful. So, and then also stabbing, just normal punching. You see how that works? It's a stabbing tool. And then when you can use it as a dragging tool, and all these sharp edges become cutting edges. Also, if you don't want to spend money, keep a pen on you. Just keep it in your pocket. Keep the tip out, always ready. And the moment you need it, just reach into your pocket, grab hold of it. You have a stabbing weapon. You have a cutting weapon, which if you do in a slashing motion, this will tear flesh. This will tear a lot of things. And for those of you who are willing to spend a little bit of money, you know what my second line of defense is. I go to this more often than my martial arts, because OC spray won't get you into trouble in most cases. And OC spray, this is pepper spray. And it is one of the best ways that you can protect yourself and avoid physical confrontation, because this is a chemical, and this has a distance of 10 to 12 feet. You have about uh, at least a good dozen shots with this, and you aim for the all portions of the face, especially the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. This is where you want to spray them, and it's very easy to use and deploy. I keep this in my pocket. It's out of sight. The only thing that people ever see on my is this clip that holds my OC spray, and the top of my of the canister. But when I need it, it's within quick reach. I can deploy it within a second, literally. And then it's so easy. I have it arranged so that the clip lines up with the shooting head right there. And so it's easy. I know that once I have it in my hand, you have a, a point where you can feel it's slightly raised. You see that? It's slightly raised here so that you can get it into position by feel. You don't have to be looking at it or feel. But then that's also why I have this lined up, because it lines up exactly in the groove of my finger. So I know that it is on alignment. And then with that, just flip the top, and then it is ready to go, because this is the trigger right here. And once you do, you just take it and spray that person directly in the face. It takes about a second or two for the capsaicin oils to take effect, but once they do, it stops perpetrators dead in their tracks, because one, they can't see because their eyes are burning, and if they have contacts in, they are in for a shitload of pain, because once that capsaicin gets underneath that contact lens and hits is burning the eyes, and now you got a cap holding that capsaicin against their eyes. So it won't blind them, but it will create an intense pain that it is unforgettable, along with the burning pain that's going all over your face. And then also you can't breathe. And that's why you want to hit the nose and the mouth. That way you cut off all their breathing with an OC spray. And these aren't expensive. I buy this off of Amazon for $13. And for a 2-pack, it's about $24-25 if I remember right. And so buy the 2-packs. These are extremely effective. Don't buy the foggers. Those of you that say, "Oh, I'll get a bear spray." Bear spray is actually weaker. It is weaker than this. It is 1/3 less powerful than this. This is 1.4% capsaicin in this. In a bear spray, it is less than 1%. Look on the can. And also those cans are bulky because they're big. And then the other reason why I never use them is because it's a fogger. It doesn't shoot a stream. It is a fogger. And the thing with a fogger is everybody gets the capsaicin. You, the victim, and anybody within a 6-foot to 10-foot perimeter is going to be fogged with capsaicin. So don't use a bear spray. Get one that's designed specifically for self-defense. This one, like I said, it's $13 for one. It's easy to carry. You can carry it. It's legal to purchase. Anybody who's 18 and over can get one of these and have one in their possession at any times. But there are exceptions where you cannot carry this, such as a police station, a courthouse, and airplanes, airports. There are some in city of Oakland. I can't even take this into a cannabis dispensary. They prohibit that from a cannabis dispensary. So get yourself one of these. And if you're at night or in low lighting conditions, get yourself a flashlight. And you look at the tactical flashlight that I have. It's very easy. It's an LED, so it's super bright. And look at the edges on there. I have lots of cutting edges on both sides, along with an artificial brass knuckle. It reinforces your hand. So if you have to hit somebody, you're you're it's like having a brass knuckle, and then at the same time, you have this cutting edge. And so swiping left, right, up, down, along with punching, jabs, this is a very, very powerful weapon. Along with that, you have the light beam. So this is an extremely strong and powerful light beam. This is over 250,000 lumens. I mean, this is super bright. And I'm going to turn it on for a moment so that you can see. I'm not going to shine it directly at, but you can see it is pretty light. And you can focus the beam with this, and you want to focus the beam to be directly in the person's eyes. If you focus it at their eyes, it makes it difficult. And if they're coming at you and you still have this jab at the face and neck with these cutting edges, and what you want to do is slice. Another portion about this flashlight, it has a flasher, and that's very distracting. So at nighttime, this can be your best friend. And so anyway, those are some suggestions and some helpful hints for Friday the 13th and for roaming and walking around the city of Oakland. I myself, I am a triple master in mixed martial arts. And so I walk the street without fear. And I try not to use my martial arts. And I definitely, my gun is my absolute last resort weapon that I carry on me. I carry a 45 with federal loads. I am a federal firearms licensed carrier, and I could carry concealed, and in most cases, I can even carry on a plane with my identification and clearance from the DOD. So not everybody has that privilege. So I'm a rare exception, and I'm not a victim here in Oakland. I make the criminals the victim, because when they jump me or they attack me or they molest me in any way, I go to work with one of my tools. And that's why I walk without fear throughout Oakland, because I'm ready for pretty much anything. I've been doing this since I was born. I've been harassed. I've been bullied. Pretty much everything and anything that can happen to a person has happened to me in my lifetime. And then it got worse as when I got into the work world because of my work. Because then the people that are running our streets who think that they're thug, they're not that thug. I have seen some of the worst of the worst. And my work, literally my work was to neutralize these terrorists. And so I have extensive experience at taking people's lives. Yeah, think about that for a moment. I am trained to take people's lives with my martial arts. I am not about self-defense. I am about total destruction with my mixed martial arts. Thanks for joining me today. Hopefully that helps you out. Stay safe in Oakland. Don't let Friday the 13th be your scary day. In fact, it should be a lucky day. Thanks for joining me. We'll be right back.